What's going on, people? Happy February, Black History Month. It wasn't February last week. Yeah, happy Black History Month. Happy February. This year's not playing around. Everything's just wrapped up into one. It felt almost as if 2020, 2021 were just the same year. Kind of can't differentiate the two. And now we're in 2022 and it's already February. We're already, February 7th. We're already a week into February. So I hope everyone's excelling the way you need to excel. Everything that you decided that you would do this year, you're still continuing to do. And you didn't fall off. Tonight's going to be a short show. You know why? Because we're talking about fun. Hey, what's going on, Joel? You see Joel in the house. Love the brother for coming in and checking in. What's going on, my brother? From LA. We never know where he's getting. What time? It's got to be 6 o'clock over there. So I'm hoping he's over there. He's putting in the work. I mean, Joe puts in the work, people. Joe puts in the work. So shouts out to him and everything he has going on Tenacity Foundation. Of course, you guys know I'm glad he checked in. Real housekeeping tips. Remember to like and share this broadcast. Of course, I'm here every Monday, 9 o'clock, right around 9 o'clock, checking in. Motivational Mike Mondays. It might be demotivation by the time I'm done. Then, of course, Joel, has his show. It starts with me on Wednesday. Excellent show where he's interviewing entrepreneurs, trailblazers, just very motivational and positive people that your story may align to. So go check that out on Wednesdays. Of course, Fridays is Community Beacon at 6:30. This month, we're getting into pressure/stress in regards to business and family. I guarantee you that those episodes are going to help you or someone else that you know. Let me see. He said, send me a link. Let me see if I can invite Joe. Oh, man, Joe, you want me to multitask. Let's see. Where is he? He's on YouTube. I'm gonna send it to your Gmail, Joe. Give me 1 second. Joe, I don't have Anna working with me. So I'm sending it to Joel at Tenacity Foundation. So maybe Joel will join us. That'll make the show a little bit longer because I don't have too much to say in regards to fun. This was just an ideal I had, a thought process that came across my mind this morning, and then it was confirmed when one of my accountability partners, shouts out to Anita. We've been grinding this thing out for a couple of months now. Not grinding, we've been working it out for a couple of months now. Who also said, because we tell each other our intentions when the day starts. And her intention today was to have fun and set an appointment. I'm sure she set an appointment, very talented individual. If you guys have any real estate wants or needs in the Virginia, DC area, Maryland area, I guess at the DMV, please give Anita a call. If she's not in that immediate area, I'm sure she can refer you to the right person. All right, let's get into some real estate news. Before I have to fire myself from being a real estate agent. I got the brother. The brother just checked in. I'm going to check in with him after I read. Well, I can bring him in now after I do my real estate news thing. Give me 1 second, brother. While he's here, because the news will be there. The news is not going anywhere. Let me see. What's going on?
Hey, man, what's going on?
All the way
It's
from
me and Mama Jenkins. We're down here on Melrose
oh
doing a
man.
little tour out here, brother. We saw you was talking about fun and family, mixing that with business, and we got that thing going on. We're doing it here.
Yes, faith, family, fun.
That's what it is, Mama Jenkins.
There
Listen,
you go.
this
Good to
is
see you.
good to see you as well. Good to see you as well. All the way out there in California, enjoying the time with
Enjoying it.
Joe. Yeah. I'm glad to see. How's the weather out there, guys?
It's getting chillier as the minute goes by. We're on top of a huge bus, brother. Hey, check it out. This is what we got going on.
Is that the double decker? Oh, come on. So this is perfect for today. This is perfect for today. Trying
What's
to
that?
blend. I said this is perfect for today, trying to blend this business and fun thing together because we have to remember to be joyful. On the rest of this, during this show, I'm gonna talk a little bit about it, brother. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy your time, and we'll talk about it.
So true, man. It's a little hard to hear you, but
Okay.
that was one of the things why we wanted to call you up and just see if we can jump on in, because there's a lot of people out there that are having difficulty, finding the time. And the thing is like you have to make the time. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You can't
Mhm.
find time. It's just not something that you go out there and dig into a hole and then all of a sudden it pops out with time. It doesn't work
Yep.
that way. You have to divide your time, like you were talking about a few months ago, using that 24-inch gauge, man.
Yep.
You have to
Yep.
divide the time and make it happen.
Right. We have to be more intentional. I'm gonna get into it, brother. I'm glad you checked in. People, this is the guy. He's living it. He's living it, and so I appreciate you guys checking in. Mama Jenkins, you all enjoy California, Joe, and we'll talk.
Thank
All right.
you. God bless
Be
you.
safe out there, guys.
Peace.
You have to love when the Lord just puts these things together. Like I'm explaining to you. So yeah, Joe, who's checking in from California. I know he was out there working, but of course he's finding the time, and we have to be intentional. I can't wait to get into it a little bit as I go on, because if there's one thing that I struggle with is definitely having the time to have fun, having that joyful life. It's not that I'm not enjoying life, but to be intentional about it and to make it and actually make it work for you. Because sometimes we're doing stuff and we don't really take the time to enjoy the moment of it, right? So let me get into the real estate news, which I thought was I enjoyed this article today. I want to see what you guys have to think about it. You see up here it says there's a program that's attempting to add 3 million Black homeowners by 2030. Now let's take a look at this article. And NAR is a part of a new initiative. For those of you who don't know who NAR is, it's a National Association of Realtors. 100 stakeholder coalition with a 7-step plan to boost the Black ownership rate. Look at this stat, which hit a 50-year low in 2019. So if we go 50 years back, what is that? 1969. So from 1969, I'm a history buff. There's a lot of things that happened between 1950 and 1969 to allow it to be so low in 1969. And then from that point on, or 1970, and then that point on, start to get worse and worse as we get along. I'm not going to get too deep into it because there's a lot of different reasons, but there's some very specific reasons. Some of these things we go over in Community Beacon. So guys, check out Community Beacon. I'm not going to get into it here, but we'll read what they're saying. So they said Black homeownership plunged to lows not seen in decades, reaching 42% in 2019, the same level as 1970. They're attempting this new initiative, which is called 3 by 30. Is creating 3 million new Black homeowners by 2030, which would boost that 42% by more than 10 percentage points. So I guess it'll get us back up to 32% or 52%. I don't know, whatever. You do the math. It'll also bring the Black ownership rate to levels near previously attained. Okay. Let's get into this part. The legacy of discriminatory practice, as well as government practice and longstanding harm, has left us with great disparities and wealth and opportunity. Okay, so they're essentially talking about a lot of the laws that took place back in the 50s and 60s. You had redlining, you had bad loan practices. Those actually, still went on. I'm not saying it's happening at this moment. I'm not saying that it's happening 5 or 10 years ago, but it wasn't too far off when you got these loans, appraisal issues, redlining, et cetera, et cetera. So that all those things definitely contributed to low Black home ownership. The goal by this 330, it even talks about here, we're talking about redlining here. Here we go. Appraisals. I didn't even think about this part. High denials for credit are some of the ways inequity has persisted in homeownership, the coalition says. Now we got to the point of being equal, but inequity has been the issue. That's the ultimate issue, but we'll keep going. So in the 7-step plan, they're going to help with home ownership counseling, down payment assistance, housing production. That's good. That's interesting. I'm wondering how you're going to do that. Credit and lending. Okay. Probably giving people more information. Civil and consumer rights. Home ownership sustainability. Meaning, I guess once you buy the home, allowing you to keep the home. How about this? Don't buy the most expensive home. That's a terrible thing to do. Buying the most expensive or at the top of what you can afford. Think about your affordability. You don't want your home to become a handcuff to where you can't have fun. You can't do anything else. We do need to do something aggressive. We expect to create more home ownership opportunities in this country. We have an interest in the housing industry. I think society at large try to find ways to close these gaps because of our economy. And so I think here's my take on it as well. I'm going to add to the fact that a lot of people don't see the value. A lot of Black people don't see the value, and they only see the value when things get out of hand. So now, in certain people's minds, the housing market is at the top, is at its high. Now all of a sudden you want to go and buy a home. This happened 2-3 years ago. I was saying people should buy homes. Nobody wanted to buy homes because Grant Cardone, and I love Grant Cardone. Well, I don't love him, but I respect him. Grant Cardone said you shouldn't buy a house. It's not don't buy your primary residence. You should rent. Blah 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 blah. You don't want to buy it. Now all of a sudden these rental prices getting out of hand, and you want to buy it. So we got to kind of think for ourselves. Stop allowing people, especially people who you're not even on the same. Well, you're on the same playing field, but you're not equals. You're like listening to these celebrities about love and marriage and all this stuff. Like it's a whole different ball game for the average person. So that they're saying by 2030 they hope to increase it by 3 million. Let's hope that's true. I don't know. I'm excited to see exactly how they're going to do that. Good luck. Let me see. Oh yeah, shouts out to Joe who just checked in with Mama Jenkins. All right, cool. So let's get back into it. Let's talk about, which I struggle with, and I'll be the first to admit. That once I once I get into something and it's immersion and I have a vision and I have a goal that I want to achieve and reach, like I'm just tunnel vision. I don't see anything. It's not really good. So and that's the issue with it, because when you get into this immersion, like right now, a lot of you guys know I'm getting more into sales in regards to real estate. I'm actually getting into calling. We're hitting the phones, cold calling, etc. So like I'm so tunnel vision attempting to cram all of this information, as well as be, I still have to make a living working with my clients, my current clients, but also with the prospecting side and getting your business put together. So there's a lot of systems. And there's a huge learning curve for getting on the phone. There's a huge learning curve. I don't care what anybody tells you. And that's why people don't really do it. Because it's really having to becoming highly skilled, and then becoming okay with mundane boredness. There's nothing like being sitting here on the phone. And it's actually could end up being lonely. I'm glad of a lot of things that we started to institute now, or with technology, now we're getting on these prospecting calls, videos, etc. So there's more of a camaraderie thing going on, and it makes the time go by a little bit faster. I don't know how a lot of people used to do it back in the day, but I guess you used to go to the office for the most part. But even then, it can be lonely. Even with the prospect thing, it can be lonely because you're attempting to get this, and at the same time, it's frustrating. It's frustrating going from unconscious, not being able to do it, and then going to becoming efficient and proficient in it. So this morning I was going to the gym, and actually, I guess this thought started yesterday. I was having a conversation with a friend, and then this morning the conversation continued in my mind in regards to like what's going on. Like I said, I get so tunnel vision, but it's also not, I'm not the happiest person to be around. It takes a lot of mental energy. So how can I get into joyful living, balancing joy and business, balancing joy with business? Because at the same time, I still want to, and this is for anybody, at the same time, we still want to reach our goals, but you don't just want to do it and everything else suffers. Your whole outside life suffers. And you'll start to see that with a lot of these high achievers. They have 2, 3, 4 divorces. They don't have relationships with their kids. They're kind of just secluded. Their business, they're doing really good business, but every other part of their life is suffering. So what exactly am I doing to combat that? And then I started thinking about, there are some certain things that I have been doing and I have been practicing, but now I'm going to become more intentional about it. So what is Mike doing in order to balance joy and this immersion in this business and going down this path of which one I'm going from to become this top 1% agent and still have a decent family life, still have kids that know and love me and know that I'm there for them, etc. So, and family as well. So what am I doing? And friends, family, everything. I think it's about becoming more intentional. One of the things I became more intentional with is this gratitude journal, and you all probably can't see it. Put it up here. So this is like my gratitude journal. It has my affirmations on this side, 2 sides actually. So these are separate affirmations, about 10 to 12 of them. This is one affirmation in regards to what I want to make within this business within a month. And then one of the things that I loved about this journal was it tells you to remember the 3 things that made you happy in the last 24 hours. What does that mean? It means don't just gloss over everything of the day. Sometimes we end the day with what really, and I'm a critical thinker, and I'm always doing introspection, thinking about how I can get better. So my day may not necessarily end off on a positive because I'm thinking about all of the things that I could do better at, as opposed to what went well. So what this does is it forces me to think in the morning is when I normally do it. I do it in the morning when I first wake up. In the last 24 hours, what were some of the great things? So some of the things will be, I got to spend time with my children, Paul and Elijah. I had a really good gym workout. That made me happy. It was rent. It was rent weekend. I got to collect rent. So me collecting my rent, that made me happy. I had a real restful Sunday. Sunday was very restful. It was awesome. It was very peaceful, restful, everything. So I had a really good Sunday. I got some things done, and it wasn't like, I didn't have time, so I got to relax. Then it has things that I'm grateful for, and things that I'm grateful for tend to be the same. Things that I'm grateful for tend to be the same. What's that? That's Kenyatta. Love it. Kenyatta, we on the same wavelength. I do it in the morning. Get out these things. Shouts out to Kenyatta in regards to it. So what I'm grateful for in the morning, I have 5 things. Like I said, they always tend to be the same. Every now and then I'll add specific instances or people, but for the most part, it's all the same. For number 1, every time, God's grace and mercy. Thank God. The second thing is always life. Thank God for life. Health. Thank God for health. I'm up. I'm moving around. I'm blessed to have it. 4, my family and friends. And normally I just put family because everybody in my circle is family. And then I have my team, which is my business team. And then I specifically sometimes talk about certain conversations. If it was with accountability partner or something that I had the day before, I'm putting that in there. And what this does, it forces you because, like I said, while I'm immersed, like I jump deep into things. So while I'm immersed in this thing, it forces me to think, and specifically think about times and situations within the last 24 hours that I'm grateful for, that I'm happy about. And then I go back to these affirmations. Of course, my affirmations also, go back and kind of cover a lot of the things that I want to do, what I want to get done, but also what I don't want to leave behind, So that's how that's one of the things that I do in regards to it, is that this gratitude journal, I think they call it a mindset journal. I don't know what it's called. Let me see. The Millionaire Mindset Journal. Definitely helpful. So that's one of the things I do. The second thing that I do, I say miserable people, but it's people with terrible mindsets. You have to stay away from people with terrible mindsets. And here's the thing. Most of them, like, there's some people that just everywhere they Debbie Downers, everywhere they go, there's a dark cloud. You see it like that the Peanuts cartoon, that one guy who always had a cloud around him or whatever. I don't know what his name was. But other than that, it's people who are in disguise of they seem like they want to move in a certain direction, but there's always some type of, for them it's a problem. For me, it's a challenge or obstacle, but for them it's a problem, or there's just nothing that you can do about it. So it's people who are always in the victim mentality. It's people who attempt to trauma bond. It's just some toxic people. Once again, they don't know it, and oftentimes you don't know it, because if it's that clear to you, more than likely you wouldn't. Like I talk with my hand. More than likely you wouldn't be around those people, but it's just some kind of way that they sneak in. Now, here's what I do with some of those people. I don't just throw people away, right? Most people, anyways, because there's some of these people I'm really close to. What I do is I listen, and things that jump out, I look back at my own thinking to figure out where am I doing that. It's almost like attempting to find my blind spot, but it's by looking at this person, because most people are mirrors, right? A lot of things they do is just a mirror. So you got to figure out, okay, oh, whoa, that I felt that. How do I go back and how do I use that so I'm not in that same position? Because a lot of these people, you can't change their mind. A lot of these things tend to be like agree to disagree type situations, or you're not in alignment with them, you're not in agreement with them. So there's really nothing you can say, because they're fighting to keep those excuses. They're fighting to keep the same results that they have. So if someone's fighting for it, there's no convincing them. All you can convince them is by showing them. That's through your testimonials. That's it, man. I know you all have other ideas. So if you're catching this on the later end of the show, or if you're catching this on the replay, I would love to hear some of the things that you guys are doing in order to balance your joy in business. Now, that being said, some of you all are having a little bit too much fun. And there's like, you're not planning for the future. There's no vision. You think someone's coming to save you, and that's not necessarily the case. So I don't want to be always having fun. I don't always want to be having vacations, but I do think there's some kind of balance and it's going to be individual for each person in regards to what it is and what they want to do. But I would love to hear some of the things that you all do. Let me see, Kenyatta. Let me put this on there. Kenyatta says, surrounding yourself around a tribe of vision-driven people who will hold you high and accountable. I became a hermit unconsciously over the past 2 years without noticing it. I outgrew my tribe. I'm being intentional about creating powerful relationships. Kenyatta speaks, people. That's it right there. Same thing on this side, right? But I was a hermit for a while. Just really into myself. I'm starting to open up. There's a whole new group of people that are very, like Kenyatta says, that are driven people. I'm doing role plays with different people, getting into different groups, because they see where I want to go. They see that I'm driven. I'm continuously doing the actions, but I want to become better at those actions. And it's crazy. And the mindset change is totally different. The mindset not change, but the mindset is totally different when you reach certain levels. When you start to listen to some people, you kind of say, like, I don't even understand how I put that limitation on myself. It's crazy. Like, how did I put that limitation on myself? But that's because it's not being exposed. So you have to be what Kenyatta said right there. Be intentional about creating powerful relationships. The world is bigger than West Palm. The world is bigger than Rivera. Especially, we have the internet now. Go out and seek the people that are going in the same direction as you, or are optimistic, that think that they can change the world or whatever it is that you plan on doing. Go and find those people, latch on to those people, glean as much as you can from those people, and always give back, value for value. Find a way to give back. How can I do that? Fill in, whatever it is. Watch your world open up, people. Watch you start to have a joyful life. Listen, I'm out. It's 9:30. It's past my bedtime. I appreciate you guys for checking in. Kenyatta, love it for the nice words. The brother Joe checking in all the way from California. Like I said, every Monday night, 9 o'clock. You know, I'm consistent. I'm here, you guys. Wednesdays, it starts with me, with Joel, and what he's got going on over there with the Tenacity Foundation. Community Beacon on 6:30. This month, people, this month on Community Beacon is life-changing. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And of course, you got Kenyatta Conaway. Kenyatta Speaks. Go check her out. She's doing some awesome things. And her growth in she said she was a hermit for the last 2 years, but I've seen so much growth, even through all the trials and tribulations. So shouts out to Kenyatta. Thank you for checking in. Joe, thank you for checking in. Everyone, like, share, subscribe. And once again, let me know what you guys think. I will, what they say? See you next week, or see you Friday.